that the game is in your head. That's a dunk for Ben Simmons right there.
Tatum fires away, pumps it in. 51 for Jason Tatum.
LeBron James is a Philadelphia 76er. Welcome back, everybody, to the Council podcast, inspired by Sixers legend Ricky Council IV. I'm Ryan Murphy, alongside my co-host Josh Taggart, and we have a very special episode today because, as probably all of you know by now, LeBron James signed with the Sixers, and it feels so insane to be even saying that sentence out loud, but I mean, here we are, so we got to talk about it. In this episode, we'll be talking really about everything LeBron James related, give some flowers to Mike Gansey, and really just preview this revamped roster the Sixers have and kind of project what the rotation might look like and the fits with everything. If you enjoy this content, please give a like, please subscribe. It really helps us out, and we want to keep pumping out NBA-related content for you guys. So without further ado, Josh, like what was it like when you found out? Like, how did that all go down?
Dude, I'm still trying to process like the idea of LeBron in a Sixers uniform. Seeing it still feels like an edit that like a Sixers fan hypothetical. Like, what if we get LeBron? But now it actually happened. But when I found out, I was with the family in Seattle this week, and I was sitting on the beach Friday morning. I think I was a couple minutes late to the notification because I picked up my phone and I saw our group chat, you just like spamming, just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And everyone just starts hyperventilating like, oh my God, we actually got LeBron. It's not a fake Shams tweet this time that we all got scammed with before. Yeah. But so I was sitting on the beach. You see like down the shoreline, like there was a lag where kids would find out late because they weren't on their phone, and then you would see groups of people like huddle together and start yelling and talking about it. And then a couple hours went by, and there's airplanes flying across the shore with signs saying LeBron to Philly.
Oh my God.
It was electric, and Seattle is mostly Philly people. So
that's so funny.
Not Knicks territory, fortunately.
No. And like when I was on Twitter when the notification happened. So like at the top, it said like Shams Charania, and I had to click on I had to make sure it was completely real because like my heart dropped when I saw my heart dropped when I saw breaking LeBron James signed, because I didn't see the team that he signed with on like the little notification. So I had to click on it, and then I saw him in a Sixers jersey. I was like, oh my God. It was insane.
The adrenaline rush I got was insane. I literally just screamed.
Yeah, I like ran around my house. Yeah.
Cracked open a few cold ones on the beach for Bron.
And then the group chats just started flying and like people texting left and right. Like it was so fun. So fun. It's unreal that it actually happened. But now we gotta get into what it means for the Sixers and for LeBron and everything like that. So you want to kind of elaborate more on your thoughts?
I mean, I'll just start off with saying this is the biggest signing in not only our lifetime, but Philadelphia sports history. And I can't believe we're going to have the privilege of watching the greatest to ever do it play for our city. Like, put all the championship hopes aside, put all of the can this team work together aside. Like, we get to watch at least a season or two of LeBron James playing for our city. And then thinking about like later on when the documentary drops, the fact that the Sixers are going to be in it, it's going to be awesome. But
and like when we're talking about like the GOAT debates down the line with like our kids and stuff, like we can say LeBron was on the Sixers. Like that's insane to think about.
I'm so excited. I can't believe we got to wait 3 months for the season. But before we get into anything else, do you want to go over to LeBron's quote on Twitter?
Yes.
Yeah, pull that up.
So
there we go.
Here it is. I'll just read it really quick. He said, "I thought I was done when the season ended. I wasn't ready to announce it, and I knew I needed some time to really decide, but I was pretty sure I played my last game. I was honest at that last press conference when I said I needed to look at myself and decide if I still love this game. I still truly love this game, and I have more to give. The last few weeks have been really special. I've never been able to have no clue what to do and take real time to just think. I've had an incredible few months with all the people I love trying to figure it all out. This is my last decision. I'm not going for money. I'm not going for family. What am I really playing for at this point? I still want to sacrifice. I still want to work. I still want to grind. I still want to compete to win and to have a chance at the feeling of winning another championship. I believe I can help make the Philadelphia 76ers a championship team, and I am so excited to energize a new fan base and start this incredible journey one last time. Thank you, LA. Miami, I'll forever love, and Northeast Ohio will always be home.
Dude.
Wow.
I literally
That's
just got
crazy.
chills you reading that.
I know.
I got chills the first time I read it. And
Yeah,
I'm
like
just
this
grinning
part.
ear to ear.
Oh my God.
I can't believe he got a ring with Cleveland, got a ring with Miami, got a ring with LA. Now he's coming to Philly to fulfill the last 3 cities prophecy.
Yeah.
He'll need to win another one here. But I mean, dude, the level of hunger from the Sixers fan base, if LeBron gets us to an Eastern Conference Finals, like he'll be cherished forever because of how depleted we are of seeing success here.
Right. I think that was part of his, probably a majority of his decision was he saw like the Sixers are a team that haven't won since 1983. They're a fan base that kind of like the Knicks were last year, that like he knows if he can bring this team over the top and win a championship, he'll be like solidified as, in my opinion, I think if he wins in Philly, it'll be hard to argue against him being the greatest player of all time. Obviously, there will still be people out there that say it's Michael Jordan. I've been a Michael Jordan guy, but I think if he wins one in Philly, especially like in the first year, which I think he's won most of his titles, if not all of them, in the second year he's been with the team.
There's usually
so that'll
like
be interesting.
There's usually like a 1 year
A buffer type
they're
thing.
like figuring things out, finding what pieces need to be set in place to make it all come together. But I mean, personally, I think LeBron's the GOAT. Nothing in the past 5 years could have even changed my mind. This will change my mind. But I will say if he does win one with the Sixers, it only adds to his case. There's no downside. And like I was saying, the amount of hunger this city has to win one, like he would go down as arguably the greatest athlete in Sixers history just by coming here and winning us one. And I do think they have a legit chance, but we'll get into that later. The first key talking point here that I wanted to get into was giving Mike Gansey, new Sixers president of basketball operations, his flowers for this offseason. I mean, dude, he was brought in almost no cap space. I mean, you had the MLE minimum contract. That's about it.
Yep.
2 of the worst contracts in the league that were considered highly unmovable in Joel and Paul George.
Yep.
And all within 1 month from draft day to now, he gets off the Paul George contract while adding Jaylen Brown simultaneously, signs LeBron James, the greatest to ever do it, and then added even more depth to the Sixers bench than I feel like we've seen in our lifetime. With Dean Wade being a home run signing and fitting so well with the roster. Simons for $6 million a year feels like a scam contract. Phylon should have gone in the lottery in one of the greatest drafts we've ever seen. And then just to get into like the nitty gritty here, I like the flyer on Porty. And then KCP just signed for the vet minimum, about an hour ago? And I think that's another great signing in the margins. So, I mean, let's put all the team fit concerns people have to the side for a moment and just like appreciate how truly insane this offseason has been from Gansey and give Bob Myers credit too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, you said it best. Like the situation they were coming into here, like it was not good. It was pretty bleak. Like they just got swept by the Knicks. They're really like the fan base was kind of disinterested.
Fan base
They're
was
like,
lifeless. There was no hope.
Right.
We
They're
were
like,
in
we're
this
just gonna run it
3-year
back.
window where we were just waiting for contracts to expire.
Yeah. And like when Daryl Morey was the president of basketball operations, I feel like his signings didn't work out for the most part. And I feel like every offseason we were so restrained by money and like we had to maneuver so many different things just to find like a little bit of money to use on like a Andre Drummond or like, and then it would be like an Eric Gordon. But this offseason, Gansey, like I feel like he's pulling money out of nowhere right now because I'm like, how can we afford Anthony Simons? And then also we're getting Caldwell Pope. Like he's done so good with this whole cap situation that he was kind of thrown into because Daryl Morey obviously signed Paul George to a ridiculous contract, 55, 54 million. And just the way he's maneuvered and the way he's manipulated the cap to field out a roster, even with a Jaylen Brown and a LeBron coming on, to also have a bench that is serviceable. Like people are saying that the Sixers don't have a bench. I disagree. I think they have a very solid bench now. And maybe not the best in the league, but
I'll just add in real quick. There's also room. There's also room for more moves because, as you know, when you get LeBron James, there's some baggage that comes with it, which is every player wants to come join your team now and ring chase, which we just saw with KCP. And I don't think KCP is washed by any means. I think that's a false narrative. I think he's going to provide some great floor spacing and defense off the Sixers bench in a position they really needed. So I mean, literally A+++. Didn't even know this offseason was possible. If you showed me their current lineup in mid-June, I would have been like, wait, like trying to connect the dots. Like, how the hell is this even physically possible with the cap constraints and anything? Like,
and he got arguably the greatest basketball player of all time for $4 million a year. Like that in itself, like obviously LeBron was probably going to sign that similar deal to whichever team he went to, but he's a Sixer. Gansey signed him. He wanted to come to Philadelphia. That means something. Gansey's relationship with LeBron was obviously huge in that whole part. I mean, you can't say enough good things. And obviously it's just on paper right now. We haven't seen them play a single game. But that being said, the energy that the Philadelphia fan base has now for the Sixers team, you would have never thought was possible.
Sold
like you said, in mid-June, every night. Yep. That's the impact that LeBron makes.
Half their games are going to be nationally televised. It's going to be nuts, bro. It's going to be absolute cinema next season. I can't wait. Do you have any more thoughts on just like Mike Gansey's offseason, like the front office's offseason?
I don't, like I said, I mean, it's really right now, it's just, we're looking at a team on paper, but, I think he did a really solid job filling in the needs that the Sixers had. Like they needed volume 3-point shooting. He went out and got Anthony Simons. They needed kind of stretchability, defensive versatility from forwards. They got Dean Wade. They took a shot on Ariel Hukporti, which, listen, who knows if he'll ever amount to anything, but he's young and he's not a 35-year-old that can't move. Like we've seen like a Drummond that has really no upside.
Dwight Howard. Drummond, like, oh my God, the list goes on and on.
Yeah. So I like his aggressiveness. I like, I made a tweet about it, like how he's kind of zagged when other people would zig. Like he's building a team that may not on paper, like the fit wise might not look ideal right now, but the collection of upside and potential that each player has individually is something we haven't seen on the Sixers in our lifetime, at least.
Yeah, I mean, now it's up to Nick Nurse to make all these pieces gel together. And I mean, obviously LeBron as a player coach as well is going to play a huge factor in making all these pieces come together. But I mean, we might as well just get into the lineup preview and strengths and weaknesses of this roster that we see. I'll start us off. So you had
yes
from Jake Weinbach. Sixers projected rotation next season. Obviously, we got Maxey, VJ, Jaylen Brown, LeBron James at the 4. Love to see that. Joel Embiid playing 5, and then off the bench you got backup point guard LeBaron Philon, shooting guard you got Anthony Simons, small forward now we got KCP. Power forward, you got a combination of Dean Wade and Dominic Barlow, and then at center, obviously, Hukporti and Bona. I mean, the bottom of this bench is now the guys that we were relying on to play heavy minutes last season.
I was going to say, like, Dominic Barlow was a starter for, I think, like 80% of the games last year, and now he's probably our 8th, 9th, 10th.
He's like a reserve.
Yeah.
At this point, he's like a reserve. But yeah, let's get into the strengths of this roster. And the first thing to note, obviously, is this is the most talented roster in the league and the most talented roster in Sixers history. Putting all the fit stuff aside, purely talent. I mean, you have 5 guys in the starting lineup who all have potential to make the All-Star team.
Yeah. Like that type of talent for sure. Yep.
Yeah. Obviously, when they're all put together and the usages have to be lowered from certain players, they're not all going to be all-stars. That's not what I'm saying. But from a purely talent perspective from each player, obviously it would involve VJ taking a leap. You could have an all-star in each of them.
Yes.
And this is the best offense in the league on paper, and specifically the transition offense. You've got LeBron with his outlet passing and ability to bring the ball down the court in transition. You've got Maxey, one of the best transition players in the league, arguably the fastest player in the league. VJ, a budding star with crazy explosiveness. Jaylen Brown, one of the best transition players in the league last season. So I mean, it's going to be a movie.
Right. And yeah, I think like you said, obviously, I think transition is the biggest strength this team has. I mean, all the different options on this team that can push, that can make a move in transition, use acceleration and change a direction, and then also have the strength. Like VJ can go up and muscle through to get a layup. Like obviously LeBron can do that. Obviously Jaylen Brown can do that. So I think Nick Nurse really has to emphasize this year, like push the ball. You get a rebound, you go. Like obviously the stats say that the Sixers play just as fast with Embiid as they do without him. I don't know. People might think the eye test says that they play slower with Embiid, but I think even when he's on the court, they have to look to push in transition. They have to look to take advantage of teams that don't get back on defense, teams that are a little disoriented on defense. Because obviously, I think Brown, LeBron, and Maxey were all top 3, maybe 3 of the top 4 in transition points last year. So that'll be big. And they just have a bunch of guys that can put the ball in the basket, which is what we didn't see last year. Like in the playoffs, they had 0 bench points going into the fourth quarter versus the Knicks. When Tyrese Maxey didn't have it, they had nobody else besides a rookie, VJ Edgecombe, to create their own shot and to get a good look. Because obviously Embiid was hurt and stuff like that. But now you have real legitimate weapons that have proven to have scored at the highest level and to be efficient. So it's exciting, at least on the offensive end, which is obviously what we're talking about right now. There's firepower everywhere.
Yeah. And I will say LeBron signing, not only, I mean, obviously you're adding LeBron, amazing. But on top of that, you're scaling down every other player on the roster that was initially, I felt, a little overtasked. Because now Dean Wade goes from a guy who was going to play 30-plus minutes to a rotation bench player. Simons and Phylon, 2 backup guards behind VJ and Maxey. Now you've got 4 guys that can come out there and play guard for you. You've got options with Hukporti and Bona. Some nights one of them's probably going to be terrible, get in foul trouble. The other one could pop that night. So I think every player being able to scale down is just huge. And the last part of that I wanted to hit on is VJ Edgecombe. I think among all of this chaos, his potential to break out next season and be a key player that sets this team above and beyond is huge, because when you scale him down, then he's getting guarded by the 5th best player on the other team.
Right.
And going into year 2, if he hits that breakout, then you're looking at an absolute mismatch every single night.
Yes. And I agree with that VJ point, to where now that he doesn't have to have so much of the on-ball scoring load, he can focus more on doing the glue guy, dirty work type stuff, which also will provide so much value to this team. Like obviously he'll grow, he'll develop, he'll still be able to score, he'll still be able to go to the rim, but also having him to grab those rebounds, grab the loose balls, guard other teams' best guard, like doing that type of stuff, focusing on those things. You need that type of player on every championship team. It was like Josh Hart this past year. He did all that stuff that not necessarily is fun or like you go wow, but it helps you win championships. And
Yeah.
I think that's what VJ will do. And if all goes right, and if Nick Nurse makes this thing work, I think that will be his main contribution, and it'll be valuable regardless.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're looking at like a baseline floor of Josh Hart with all of that potential and upside on offense to drop 30 as well. You know what I mean? So him as the 5th starter is just absolutely incredible. Do you want to get into weaknesses now?
I just wanted to add one more thing about
go ahead.
the new look. I think another underrated part of how stacked this team is offensively is when guys go to the bench, there's still going to be that staggering where you're not going to have an offensive drop off much. So let's say Jaylen Brown and VJ go to the bench. Like, you're still going to have Maxey, LeBron, and Embiid playing. Like, that's still plenty to carry yourself through.
There's just so many ways
like a
that
second quarter.
There's so many ways we can kill you. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And,
so I think
that's
key.
what made the Knicks so good.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They had 8 deep, and everyone in their starting 5 could really hurt you if you didn't put attention on them. So
Yes. Okay. Yeah, we can go to weaknesses now.
All right.
You can
so
start.
my biggest weakness, and obviously everyone's, is the backup center spot. To address that, I will say adding LeBron as a playmaker for Bona and Huckporty will definitely be great for them. We've seen LeBron make terrible centers look average all throughout his career. So I think that's going to be big. And there's also room for us to trade for another center eventually. And then the other major weakness that I see is interior defense.
Yeah.
I think like Embiid at this point in his career, you're not sure what you're going to get because he's so slow and immobile with all the injuries built up on his body. So I think that could be a struggle, especially with the backup center spot also lacking and LeBron at the 4 not being much of an interior presence at this point in his career. So
right. Yeah, I mean, I think the ceiling of this team is definitely dependent on Joel Embiid's health in the playoffs. Like, if he's not healthy, they're not going to win a championship. Because, I mean, obviously with him on the floor, they're a different team. They're a different offense. That's another guy that you have to guard and you have to give attention to. So, yeah, I would say like that. The little center uncertainty is probably the biggest weakness. I guess maybe sometimes backcourt defense with like if VJ comes off the court and it's Maxey and Simons, that could look a little iffy at times. I think it's probably Tyrese Maxey's good at like jumping passes and kind of being aggressive on digs and stuff like that. But like the man-on-man fundamental defense could struggle at times, I think.
I will say he could improve on that with the smaller load offensively. He's been so overtasked on offense in the past couple of years. And being able to sit back and be more of an off-ball guy and lock in on defense, I think we could see an insane efficiency spike from Maxey and also some defensive improvements. I think he'll be serviceable.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just think like if we were to try and pick out a weakness, that's probably something that you have to look at. But I do also think the Jaylen Brown, like what is Jaylen Brown's role going to look like? It's not a weakness, I don't think. I mean, he's a stud player.
It's a good problem to have. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yes. And obviously, like we said, it's going to be something on Nick Nurse to figure out how to get Jaylen Brown the most out of him, because where he's been most successful is when he's been taking a lot of shots and has high usage and scoring 30 points. But if you scale him down, if he's not doing like, if he's not playing a really good perimeter defensive game, like if he's kind of still not really worrying about defense and only trying to score on ball and create things for himself, he might not fit. But I think with LeBron coming in, hopefully he'll kind of guide him a little bit, and Nick Nurse will help Brown figure out where he can be optimized, because he's a stud player and you need to utilize him. I just think that's something we have to look at.
I think with, like you said, with LeBron coming, all these guys are going to be so bought into their role in trying to win a championship. So I think obviously we have to see it on the court first, but I think there is a world where Jaylen Brown becomes a defense first guy that operates a little bit more as an off-ball scorer, cutting, attacking closeouts. That's where he would work best with this team. If he's going to try to just go get buckets, it's not going to work. And right. I don't think that's going to happen. And I think that's where a lot of fans have their big concern with this team, like Joel, LeBron, and Jaylen all needing the ball. And I just think LeBron's a mastermind. I'm not worried about that at all. No. Incredible passer. Embiid has become so much better as a passer and playmaker in recent years of his career. So yeah, it really is going to come down to Jaylen Brown with the fit concerns, in my opinion. And I'm decently bought into the idea that he's going to be able to figure it out.
I agree. And I think if you want to look at, like, I think the finals when the Celtics were playing the Mavericks, and I think Jaylen Brown was the primary defender on Luka a lot. Yep. And he was succeeding for a majority of the series. Like that was
part of the reason he got finals MVP. Yeah.
Yes. That was like the Jaylen Brown that we need to see on the Sixers. Like he'll go and guard a Jason Tatum. He'll go and guard like another stud guy, like a Shea, like someone like that, where you could put him on him and his physicality and his aggression and his size. That's where he gives you the most value, because you'll still have Tyrese Maxey to score on offense. You'll still have Joel Embiid to score on offense. Yeah. Right. So if you can optimize that and make that his focus, which who knows, like that's something Nick Nurse has to decide. But if he can be bought into that role and everyone can be bought into the role, this team can be so good.
Yeah. Just to touch on that too, like behind Jaylen Brown as a point of attack defender, you still have VJ Edgecombe guarding the other team's best guard. You still have Dean Wade as a switchable forward wing that has guarded the other team's best player. He guarded Cade in the playoffs. He guarded Brunson in the playoffs some. So having him as that 6th, 7th man is going to be huge. And then lastly, the new addition of KCP. We'll see what he's got left in the tank. I personally still think he's got a decent amount left and can really help contribute on the defensive end and as a floor spacer. So there's just so many options and so many ways that this team can attack you on both ends of the floor. And like we keep going back to, it's just going to come down to Nick Nurse and LeBron James being able to coach this team into place. Yeah.
And like Dominic Barlow was also a really solid defender throughout most of the regular season. And I think and I don't know if he'll have a role in the playoffs per se, but he's a great regular season guy. He'll grab you offensive rebounds. He'll grab you defensive rebounds. He'll box out. He'll get those loose balls. He'll guard other teams' good players. Like you need those type of guys. And if like per se a LeBron sits and then you have Dean Wade starting or something like that, then you have Barlow coming off the bench and he's now in a role he feels comfortable in, rather than starting and playing 75 games. Like that's not Dominic Barlow. Like that's not where you're going to get optimal Dominic Barlow production. You're going to get it coming off the bench as a 9th man when he's playing 12 to 14 minutes a game, giving you that energy, giving you those offensive boards that you see like players in the playoffs last year did, like just change the game by kind of creating some chaos and doing the dirty work. That I think will be huge.
Yep. Yeah. I think that's most of the stuff we had to talk about in that regard. Like we could get into our prediction or expectations for where this team's going to go next season. Personally, I have them as a tier 1 contender. I'm sure you do too. Outside of the Thunder and Spurs, I think the East especially is wide open, but in general, I think the finals is wide open. Obviously, Thunder and Spurs are going to be the favorites going into the year, but once we see this team, until we see this team hit the court, we won't truly know whether they rank below those top teams or above. So, but I think they're definitely as of now on paper in that tier 1 contending category.
Right. And like we said, I think it all depends on like, are they hitting their stride come playoff time? Are they healthy come playoff time? Because I do think we might see some early season, like kind of trying to figure things out. Maybe something's a little clunky, but that's kind of to be expected when you have this much roster turnover and you're bringing in so 100%. Much star power. I do think like LeBron will help kind of fill those gaps. And like he knows he's been in the league for 23 years, I think it is now. He knows coming to a new team, like what the vibes are, how to mesh people together, how to get the chemistry going. So I think early in the season, I'm not expecting them to start off 20-2 or like 20-4 or something like that. Like I could see them like 11-6, like 13-9, like something like that. And then towards the middle of the season, they get on like a 10-game win streak and then they keep going. But again, it'll come down to health. It'll come down to health. So I do have them as a tier 1 contender. The way they're constructed right now, because the upside is there. Like when I'm looking at contender, can they win a title? The Sixers can win a title. Like they 100%. Can win it with the roster they have right now.
Yeah. And to touch on that health thing that you were just talking about, I think the only way that they could combat the Embiid health concerns is by adding a legit backup center, because then if you can make this team as good without Embiid as they are with Embiid, I don't know what's stopping them. You know?
Yeah.
Like let's just throw a name out there. If we were somehow able to acquire Daniel Gafford, say at like the trade deadline, use Simon's salary, whatever other salary, I don't know the salary cap
exceptions, stuff like that.
But say a guy like Daniel Gafford, and then it's game 2 of the second round and Embiid's injured and his timetable's like another 3-4 games, and you're like, damn, if we had Porty or Bona here, the series might be over. But if you have a guy like Daniel Gafford that could come in and be a legit 25 plus minutes guy, that you can rely on as a defensive anchor and just sort of fill gaps on offense, I mean, should not be worried about offense. There's more than enough talent there. I think Embiid's health becomes so much less of a concern if they were to do something like that.
And I think this happens a lot in sports, and not just basketball, but like where guys are thrust into bigger roles than they should be. Like if Adem Bona has to get thrust into a starting role in the playoffs, he's not going to be effective. Like he'll go out there, he'll foul 3 times in 5 minutes, and you'll be like, what on earth is going on? But if you, like you said, if you had a center that started before in like a playoff game, or at least is like starter caliber, and then you get to bring Bona or Porty off the bench where they're more comfortable, where they play less minutes, where the fouls don't become as much of an issue. So, I think ideally they do get another backup center, and then you can kind of push Bona and Porty down a peg so that if Embiid does get injured, they're still in a role that they're comfortable in rather than starting. Because I think that was the downfall of the Sixers a lot in the regular season last year, where they were just starting Bona. They were starting Drummond a ton. Drummond's not a starting center in the NBA in this day and age.
He's not,
and they didn't even have a Jaylen Brown. And they didn't have a LeBron. So I'm just much more confident in the roster, even if Embiid does for some reason get hurt and misses games, which he probably inevitably will. I'm still confident this team can win a majority of their games.
Yep, it's like especially in the regular season. We are going to be fine in the regular season. When it comes to playoffs, if Embiid gets hurt, obviously the ceiling is capped. But like we just talked about, if they could bring in someone that can be relied upon to start games, oh my goodness, the floor of this team and ceiling just gets raised so much.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and then if Embiid does miss in the playoffs, this is all hypotheticals now, but I mean, obviously he's missed a lot of time recently. It puts just a lot more pressure on like a Jaylen Brown and a Tyrese Maxey. Like having Embiid on the court and his offensive gravity and just having that low post option changes the game. Like, because then you become more of a perimeter centric team without Embiid. And I think you get you're easier to guard when you're more perimeter centered. But that's going to be the key. Like if they want to win a championship, Joel Embiid will probably have to play at like a finals MVP type level. Be like a really good player and be healthy throughout the playoffs.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. And I mean, hey, he's healthy right now, and I don't think we've been able to say that in an off season for like what 2-3 years.
Yeah,
it's been so long since he went into the off season with no health issues. So hopefully he can come in more in shape than usual. Maybe he can turn back the clock a little bit and look more like 2023 Embiid than 2026 Embiid. So,
and I think also a good sign with Embiid is like he was recruiting LeBron. Like in that report, it was like Maxey, it was like Jaylen Brown, and it was Embiid. Like Embiid is reaching out to LeBron. I'm assuming that they talked. And that shows that LeBron has belief in Embiid. Like he
Right.
trusts Joel Embiid. He loves him as a player. He likes him as a person. If LeBron didn't think that this team could win a championship, he wouldn't come here. So
Yeah.
I trust like the greatest player of all time seeing this roster and saying, I can complete this. Like at this age, I can help push them over the top. So that's just what excites me the most.
Yeah. I think that's about everything I have to talk about. Do you have any other talking points?
No, I think we hit on pretty much everything. Obviously, like there's so much to talk about regarding the whole NBA. But I guess we'll save that for later episodes. We'll have a bunch more coming out, especially as the season gets closer. We'll talk more about predictions and like awards and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I think this pretty much wraps it up. It's been a crazy 2 days, like
insane,
a whirlwind of emotions.
Yeah.
Like from the minute it was announced to like now, and just kind of taking a deep breath, seeing what it means. And I don't think like this roster is complete. Like even by opening night tip off, that I think they have to get rid of 2 salaries. So Gansey will probably waive like
still a couple more
or
things
something.
that'll get reported.
Right. And there's more free agents to sign. So it's gonna be fun to continue talking about the signing and the Sixers. Like you said, I can't believe we have to wait another 3 months or whatever just to watch them play a game. It's brutal.
I mean, opening night, it's pretty much a lock. The Sixers are going to tip off the season. Who would you expect them to be up against? I think the most obvious answer is probably the Celtics because of the rivalry. Plus, we just took Jaylen Brown. But then I could also see it being the Cavs or Heat or Knicks.
The Knicks are guaranteed to play on opening night. Like, because they have the ring ceremony. Yeah. Like the champion always plays on opening night, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
It's gotta be Sixers Knicks.
I think it'll be Sixers Knicks, then probably Spurs Thunder on opening night, which would be so fun. That would be so fun. And then Christmas, I could see being Sixers Celtics. I think that's probably when you see Sixers Celtics, maybe Spurs Knicks, like Wemby going to MSG on Christmas.
Prime time against the Heat and Cavs too at some point.
Warriors probably will get a primetime game against. It's gonna be fun. This is like in our lifetimes, this is probably gonna be the most anticipated. Well, it will be because we have LeBron James on the team now. So this is gonna be the most anticipated NBA season we've had, which is just crazy to think about after where we were a month ago.
I know.
So listen, if you guys like this video, please drop a like, please subscribe, so we can keep creating this content that y'all enjoy, and we keep wanting to push like new stuff out, and we love the NBA, we love the Sixers, so we're just
let us know if there's any specific videos you guys want to see. Let us know in the comments.
Always open to ideas. Yeah. So that's all we got on the LeBron James to the Sixers episode. See y'all next time. Peace.